Good morning, dear students. Once again, I am here to explain you the chapter number 2 of English, which is basically a poem, and it is based on one great person, one great emperor of his ancient time, and the name is Alexander the Great. Okay, why was he called great person or great emperor? Because in the very less age, very minimum age, he started ruling the country, and he expanded his country up to very means a lot of number of countries he had conquered at his time at very early age of 19 years only. Okay, so that's why he called a very great person. He was a very good fighter, military commander, and he was taught by his teacher. His teacher was also a very great person, just like Chandragupta's teacher was Chanakya. But here, now the teacher is Aristotle. Okay, now let's start the explanation about this poem. In previous video, this is our lecture number 9, but in lecture number 8 I explained you the starting, the warm up of this chapter, means whatever exercise, and I have also given you some work. What was the work? Did you perform that work? Just go to the YouTube channel and write there 7 wonders of the world, and then see and watch the video and get the knowledge about these great things, human made things. These are not natural, these are human made things. So what was great about these things? What makes it very much wonderful? So that work is, I hope that you have done. Now come to the next page, the main poem. The starting of the poem, these 3 lines I have also explained you in my previous video. Alexander the Great is regarded as one of the most powerful ruler in the history. Okay, history is a subject. In this subject, we read about our past, our forefathers. Okay, so he was the most powerful ruler. Ruler means king, emperor of his ancient time. He was the king of Macedonia. And where is the Macedonia, or what is Macedonia? It is written here in you on the bottom of the page. You can see here there are 4 points given, and this point is related to first point, Macedonia. So Macedonia was an independent kingdom. Okay, kingdom means the area where king rules, that is called kingdom, state. So independent near Greece. It was also a European country. So he was the king of Macedonia from 336 BCE to 323 BCE. During his reign means during his reign, उसके शासन काल के दौरान, उसके शासन में, उसके राज में, during his reign, he conquered the Persian Empire. The Persian Empire at that time, it was very powerful and great empire. So he conquered Persian Empire. Then Babylon too. He also conquered Babylon, the great city. You can see here, Babylon was once a major city of ancient Mesopotamia. So in Mesopotamia state, there was one city, big city. That city was Babylon. Today its ruins are found in Iraq. Now the Mesopotamia's name is changed now. Now the other name of the Mesopotamia is presently Iraq. And in Iraq we found the ruins, the old buildings, khandars of that Babylon city in Iraq. Now, and large tracts of Asia, the large regions, areas of the Asia he also conquered. He finally died of malaria. He died of only a disease, malaria, because in the ancient time, past time, we didn't have the vaccine or we didn't have the tablets to cure malaria disease. So it was very dangerous disease at that time. Nowadays it is very common disease. Anybody can take some tablets and be cured. Okay, so he finally died of malaria at the age of 32 years old. When he was 32 years old, then only he died. Let's read a poem charting Alexander's life. Charting means explaining his life. Now, how his life was explained, that is given in some few lines of this poem. And the writer means poet. Poet of this poem is Paul Perrault. Who is the poet? The writer of poem is called poet. Okay, so uh, the poet is Paul Perrault. Now, let's start the explanation and keep ready your pencil to underline the words. Okay, up to here we have underlined few words just like Macedonia, then rain, conquer, tracts of Asia, charting. These are the words which we have underlined till now. Now let's begin with the poem. The best military commander was a young king named Alexander. The best ever military commander was a young king named Alexander. Why he was called young king? Why he was called young king? Because at the age of 19 years only he became the king. That's why the poet is saying him, addressing him like a young king. Young king means a very the king who was in very early age, small age. 19 years is a very early age. So that's why he was called young king, and name was Alexander. Now what is just underline these words, military and commander. These two words I think you need to learn the spellings. Military commander, you might have seen in the news and some movies that there are some military, means some army of soldiers, and the captain of that army or the commander of that army is called military commander, who fights in the battle in the front of his army. That is called military commander. In Hindi movies or in the ancient movies, in Hindi word we call it senapati. Senapati, who fights with his army in the battlefield. So he was king as well as a military commander. He was a best ever. Best ever means none of the other king is fighter or warrior like him. He was the greatest. So that's why the poet is calling him the best ever. Next lines. From the Macedonian city state. From the Macedonian city state. Now underline this word Macedonian. This is Macedonia. This is the name of the place is Macedonia, and the person who is living in Macedonia, he is called Macedonian. Just like our country's name is India, but the person who is living in India, residing in India, that person is called Indian. Indian. So Macedonia, Macedonian. Okay. From the Macedonian city state, he was known as Alexander the Great. Now, can you see the last words of the ending of the lines? They are rhyming words. In the poem, generally, in the poem, most of the poems, poet use the rhyming words, means they pronounced like, alike, same. Okay, similar. So these type of words, just like commander, Alexander, state, Great. So the ending words of the lines are rhyming words, means they are pronounced alike, same. From the Macedonian city state, he was known as Alexander the Great because his name was Alexander, but he was known as how? He was known as Alexander the Great. Okay, because at his time he was the greatest person, he was the bravest person. A brave man. Next line. A brave man. He had a lot of bottle. A brave man. Who was a brave man? Who was a courageous person? Alexander. Alexander was a brave man. Bahadur. He was a brave man. Courageous. A brave man. He had a lot of bottle. But a lot of bottle. You can see it is written in the red ink. So the meaning is given here at the bottom. All word meanings are given at the bottom of every page. So a lot of bottle means a lot of courage, a lot of courage, bahaduri, a lot of, very much, lot of courage. So he had a lot of bottle. You can also say that, sir, I also have a lot of bottle because I am a brave boy. Yes, you can say it. A wise man too. Wise, intelligent, clever. He was a wise man too. Two means be. Okay, he was a brave as well as he was wise. Both of the property he was having. Okay, so a wise man too, taught by Aristotle. Taught, underline this word, T-A-U-G-H-T, teacher, teacher, teach. And the past tense of teaching is taught, पढ़ाया था, teaching पढ़ा रहे हैं. He taught, padhaya tha, because we are talking about the past. So that's why the word is used taught. He was taught by his teacher Aristotle. Now you underline this word taught. Padhaya gaya tha. By whom? What is the name of his teacher? His great teacher's name was Aristotle. Okay, now point number 3 is written here, so we move to the point number 3 here. What is written? Point number 3 is Aristotle was an ancient Greek philosopher. What is the meaning of philosopher? You can also underline here philosopher. Who is philosopher? And what is the meaning of philosopher? Just like in our previous chapter number 1, Chanakya was Chandragupta Maurya's teacher and he was an economist. Economist, because he was expert in the subject of economics. Economics, that is the subject. And the expert, the person who is expert in this subject is called economist. Economist means only 2 letters are changed here. Otherwise, the remaining letters are same. Economy. But here, economics, it is a subject, and the person who is expert in this subject, that is called economist. Just like science is a subject, but the person who is expert in science, that person is called scientist. So likewise, economics is a subject, economist. Now, philosophy. One more subject is philosophy. So, philosophy. Now, philosophy is a subject and the person. Philosophy is a subject. Okay. Now, it was an ancient subject. Some researchers, some thinkers are there those who have good thinking or any new concept, they are writing on that subjects. So that persons are called philosophers. So philosopher. Now here Y is there philosophy and here ER philosopher. So the person who is expert in this subject philosophy, he is called philosopher. Who was economist? Chanakya was economist. But who was philosopher? Aristotle was philosopher. Now, Aristotle was an ancient Greek philosopher. Okay, he was a very intelligent person and he has a good command over philosophy. So that's why he is called philosopher. And also he was the teacher of Alexander the Great. Let's move. The fourth stanza. He fought many battles and always won. He fought many battles. Now, underline this word fought. F-O-U-G-H-T, fought. Underline this word. Why underline? Because it is the past of fight. You know, fighting? Yes. The king was fighting with his enemies. So, fighting, लड़ रहा है. Fought, लड़ा था. It is the past. But if you check the spellings of taught and fought, the pronunciation is same. How we pronounce? Taught, fought. But what is the difference? Difference of one letter is there. There is T-A in taught, but F-O in fought. That is, you need to learn that in taught spelling T-A-U is there, but in fought spelling F-O-U is there. Otherwise, the spelling and pronunciations are same, but there is a little difference. You should notice it. Okay. He fought many battles and always won. Won means conquered, jeet gaya, always won. Wherever he fight with his enemy, he always won. Why he won? Why did he win? Because now won and win. Again, winning is जीत रहा है. Won means जीता था, past. W-O-N, won, जीता था. So always won, वो हमेशा जीत जाता था. Why he always won? That is written there because he was a best military commander. That's why he always won. And he was a wise man too. Intelligent भी तो था, wise भी तो था, बुद्धिमान भी तो था. So both of the properties are there in a single person, and he had a great army. Large numbers of soldiers were there in his army, and he had a lot of battle. Lot of battle means he was very much courageous. Okay, he was a brave man. That's why he always won the battle. Next. He fought many battles, many times in many number of kings he fought and he defeated them and always won. His army never lost a single one. His army never lost a single one. Single one means his army never been defeated in any single battle. Means suppose he had fought with the 20 kings. So he has won all 20 battles, not a single one. Means he had not been defeated in a single one battle. All the battles he won. That's why he was called a great emperor. Because nobody is to restrict him. Nobody is able to fight with him and nobody is able to defeat Alexander. Okay, so his army never lost. Loss means हार गए. Never lost a single one. Okay, loss is very simple. Single one means not a single battle he was defeated. But in Chandragupta Maurya's case, he was defeated a single battle. Then his teacher Chanakya advised him. Then he again fought with his enemy, and he defeated his enemy. But in his case, his army never lost a single battle. All the battles he has won. Next stranger. Turkey, Syria, and Egypt all fell. Turkey, Turkey was an empire, great empire at that time. Okay, the kings who were ruling in the Turkey, he was also a great person, great king, but he also fell down. Fell down means he lost against the Alexander. Turkey was fallen down, Syria was fallen down, Egypt, all were fallen down. Turkey, Syria, Egypt, all fell. So did Babylon. So did Babylon. Means similarly, same to same, Babylon was also defeated by Alexander. Alexander won the Babylon. And Persia also. He also defeated Persia as well. Means he had defeated 5 great empires at that time, which was written here: Turkey, Syria, Egypt, Babylon, and Persia. Remember these 5 names, okay? So if you don't know the spellings, you just underline it: Turkey, Syria, Egypt, Babylon, and Persia, because we need to learn the spellings also, na, how to write. And these are the proper names of the place. These are the proper nouns. So what is the rule? That we always start the spelling of proper nouns or proper names with capital letter. That's why, notice here, T is capital. In Syria, S is capital. In Egypt, E is capital. Babylon, B is capital. Persia, P is capital. In Macedonia and everywhere, the starting letter is capital, because these are the proper names of the proper place. Okay, city, C is small because city is a common name, but Turkey is a proper name. That's why they are always written in capital. Now the 4th number is written here over Persia. If you notice, over Persia 4 number is written. So the detail is given here on the 4 number. Persia is the ancient name for Iran. Now the ancient name of Iran, nowadays we call it Iran, but the ancient name in the past, in the history time, the name was Persia. Likewise, the ancient name of Iraq was Mesopotamia. In the second point, the ancient name of Iraq is Mesopotamia, and the ancient name of Iran is Persia. That we need to remember, because any extra question can be asked. What is the ancient name of today's Iran or today's Iraq? 2 questions can be asked. Let's come to the next stanza, next 2 lines. But after 13 years of war, but after what happened? But after 13 years of war, means continuously for 13 years, he had been fighting with the enemies continuously. Means once he fought with one enemy, then after defeating that enemy, he moved further. So likewise, with his soldiers, he fought for 13 years. He did not return to his kingdom. He moved forward and forward and forward along with his army. So it had been 13 years to leave his own kingdom. Okay. So, but after 13 years of war, his men, underline this word, his men, men, his men means his soldiers, uske आदमी, his soldiers said that they wanted to go home again because it is a very long time, 13 years they are out of their own home. They left their home for more than 13 years. Now his soldiers, his men, they were requesting to Alexander that it's a long time that we have not gone to our home. So we wanted to go back to our home. Then we will discuss that further if we are able to fight more or not, or we should go further or not. But now he is main. Now why I underline this word man, men? It is very simple, but there is something special, just like man and men. Now what is the difference? This is also correct man and this is also correct spelling men. So what is the difference between this? Man means a single person. Okay, that is called man. But if there are more than one person, means this is used for single person, man, one man. But men is used for many, just like his soldiers. His soldiers were many in numbers. So here we used men, man. Okay, he is man means all man. Okay, just like same wise woman, woman. Woman means single woman. But if you are talking about more than one, then we write it men, woman, women. Pronunciation is also changes. It's like woman and women. So single woman is called man. The spelling is man. But more than 1, 2, 3, 4, many, at that time woman. So this is why I have underlined this word man. But after 13 years of war, his man said they wanted to go home again. Now again these are rhyming. Man, again. Man, the last word of first line is man, second, and the last word of second line is again. Man, again. So these are rhyming words, okay, which ended with the same sound at the end. So last two lines. That was the end of conquest and glory. That was the end of conquest and glory. Conquest, underline this word, conquest. Okay, the meaning is written here, downside. What is the meaning? Conquest means the act of conquering or winning something. Just like if you are playing football match or cricket match. Okay, two teams are there. Okay, one team is opposition of the second team when they are playing the game. So when one team is winner and one team is loser, so the team who wins the game, they are called conquerors. They have conquered, win. So the act of winning something or act of conquering something, that is called conquest. So here that was the end of conquest, means he had fought many of the kings and he had won their kingdoms. Okay, now this is the conquest and glory, means the act of winning, and glory means when his name was so much famous, that is called glory. Means now he was not only Alexander, he was Alexander the king, the great king. So that is the glory. Okay, that is the position. That was the name. He raised his name so high. That is called famous personality. So glory. Okay, this is called glory. That was the end of conquest and glory, because after that his soldiers never moved ahead. They wanted to go back to their home. They don't want to fight again with any other kings, because they are missing their houses, their homes. And that's the end of Alexander's story. And that's the end of Alexander's story, because after that he never fought with any other kings. So that was the end of his story, because when he was returning to his own kingdom, in the way he fallen sick, and he was died of malaria. Means he was such a great person, such a great military commander, that nobody in the world was able to defeat his army of soldiers. But finally he was dead because of the nature. Why I am calling that, saying that he died of nature? Because the mosquitoes, they are natural, they are very very small insects, and when they bite that great personality, even he could not save his own life, and he was dead while he was returning to his own country, but in the middle of the way he died. So he was died at the age of only 32 years. Means he started ruling the country at the age of 19 years. He became the ruler. Then he fought for 13 years. Then after 13 years, when he was at the age of 32 years old, when he was 32 years old, he was died of malaria. He was died of malaria disease. Now, that is all the explanation part. Okay. Now, I am giving you two tasks here. Everybody in the fifth class, everybody will perform these two tasks. What are the two tasks? One is based on your memory, and which is very very much helpful for you to increase your memory, because the poems you can learn. One is learning the poem, means you have to memorize this whole poem. How many lines are there? 7 stanzas of 2 lines, means 14 lines are there. I am giving you the task that you memorize this poem, and when you are ready, when you have memorized this poem, just make a video on your mobile, and it will be very very interesting. You will make a video that when you are rhyming this poem without seeing the book, okay, on the basis of your memory, that you learn all these 14 lines, and I am very much confident that you, everyone, every of you, every child of your class can do this. So try to do this. Make a video, and that video you will send to me on my personal WhatsApp number. So when everybody will share his video to me, I will watch that video, and I will personally, the best 3 videos, the best 3 students video, I will drop into our class group. Yes, because in our class group there are so many teachers and so many students, means there are 3 sections: 5th diamond, 5th emerald, and 5th ruby. So if we take the average of 30, means 90 students, and 10, more than 10 teachers are there. So 100 of persons are watching that videos. So when you send me that videos, the best 3 videos I will post in our class group, and I will share that this is the best video, first video, second video, and third video. So this exercise is basically for your memory power, to increase your memory power. We have only 17 lines of this poem. I am confident that every one of you can learn and memorize this video, means this poem. Then you will make a video and you will personally share your videos to me, and best 3 videos I will post in our class group, so that each and every parents and each and every teacher and students of your class, they can see that you have done very well. Okay, so this is for your memory power. Now the second exercise, at the same time I am giving you the second exercise. Second exercise is basically based on your writing skill. This is for your memory skill. Now for your writing skill, means when you start the chapter, how would you start this chapter? First thing, you will put the heading chapter number 2, which is the poem, name of the poem. Then cursive writing. How many of you know the cursive writing? I think everybody, every child of your class must know the cursive writing, beautiful handwriting. And if you don't have, then try it. Now, it is the time to try it, to learn it. So once you decorate this page, means first page of your starting of this chapter, you will put your heading chapter number 2, name of the chapter, then the poet, name of the poet. Either you can write this name of the poet along with the name of the chapter or poem, or either you can write it at the end of the poem. It's on you. It's up to you. Now, you will write these lines of the poem in cursive writing, in a very, very beautiful handwriting. You can use the colors also, not watercolor and not sketch colors, because they leave the impression on the back side of the page. So you can use the light colors. Means to decorate, you can use the light pencil colors or crayon colors. And you can also draw some pictures related to our poem. You can paste some stickers like stars, flowers, but you will decorate it. This is the part of decoration. Means creativity. You show your creativity. Just these 2 lines you can write with the red ink. Then these 2 lines you can write with the black ink. Then these 2 lines you can write with the blue ink, then green ink, if you have. Otherwise you can write with all 2 lines with black, 2 lines with blue, 2 lines with black, 2 lines with blue. Then you can highlight it, or background, in background you can color it with the pencil color, light pencil color, not dark colors, only light colors. Then when you end up this poem, then write the name of the poet also. Now decorate it as much as you can decorate it. You can take the help of your parents or elders also. You can draw some pictures like this, or any other picture which is related to Alexander, like this. These are the pictures you can draw, either of these pictures or any pictures on the background you can also draw it. And again, this creativity, this good handwriting, you will send me personally on my WhatsApp number. Then again, I will select 3 best students, those who have done best work. Then I will personally post those works in the group of 5th class. Then I will again highlight that this is the first position, this student got the second position, and this student got the third position. So best 3 I will post there. So be quick, be fast, and show your creativity. So these are the 2 tasks which I have given in this video, and within few days, when all have sent me, then I will select the best 3 and I will post these 3 videos and 3 cursive writing and decorative work. So dear students, go ahead, do it. Take as much as time you can take. 1 day, 2 day, within 2 or 3 days you send me, and I will select and I will give you. Okay, thank you.